Hello and welcome to my channel. Today's topic is Go Workspaces. You can first let's look at the problem that the Go Workspaces solve. Let's say you have two modules. In one of the module, you're trying to use another module. So there are two ways you can do that without Workspace. One is that you check in into a source control and download that module, or you can use a replace directory in go.mod file, and before checking your module, remember to delete it from go.mod file. These two present a problem, which is that your first thing you have to remember. Second, it's very hectic. If you want to quickly test a certain functionality, if you were to go with the first way, you have to implement the functionality, check it in, and download that module and use the functionality. That's a little bit of work involved there. To solve this problem, in Go to 1.18, they came out with something called workspaces. So the processes of the workspace is very simple. You go work in it to create a go.work file, and then in that file you mention which modules are part of this workspace. So in here you can see module 1, module 2, module 3, all are part of the same workspace. Now if you make any change in module 1, you can utilize those changes in any of the other modules without checking those changes into source control or using the replace directive. Let's look at the demo. In demo, I created two repos. One is workspace, in that it consists of two modules. Second repo is use module from the workspace, and that's a single module repository. Now what I'm trying to do is, let me open my IDE and show you. So here you can see that I've created two modules. One, it has a name function, and module 2 has a similar function called name. And in this module, which is use workspace, I try to use, if you see, I try to use that functionality in my module 1.name, module 2.name. Now, for example, let's say I want to add a new functionality to my module 1. Let's call it echo. So this is the new functionality that I want to use. Now, if I go to back to my module where I'm trying to use this functionality, if I do module 1 dot, sorry, wrong window, let me type in my ID, let me minimize this, and if I do module 1 dot, I can see that I can see name, but there is no echo. Now in order to get the echo functionality, either I have to check in that functionality into source control or use the replace directive here in my go.mod file. To avoid that, let's use workspace. And the way we create a go.work file is by init go work init, and this will create a go.work file. And I want to make all the three modules part of this workspace. One of the module is my current module, so I will say use the current directory. That means it consists of the current module, and it will use the other way is I want to use that other two modules which are present in a directory called workspace, which is peer of this directory. So I will recursively add all the modules from that directory to my workspace. Now I look at my workspace file and it says the current module, and it has recursively identified that there are two modules in my workspace. That means this workspace, and module 1, module 2, add it to my current workspace, that is go.work file. I have all the three modules now part of this workspace. Now if I do module one dot, I can see that now echo is available. And that way I can use without checking into the source control or using a replace directive. Now I don't have to remember to check and remove the replace directive from my go.mod file before checking in. So that's Go Workspaces in nutshell. Let's go back to our slides. So there are certain commands that come with Go Work. We looked at Go Work init. You can also use module name while initializing and it will add it to go.work file. You can use Go Work use and module name like we did. Go Work use recursively -r and a modules directory like we did. In Workspace, it consists of 2 modules and it will recursively go through the directory and add all the modules within that directory. Also, Go Work Sync. This is basically versioning. If you want a single version through all your modules based on what you mentioned in the workspace, you can use Go Work Sync. You can also vendor your dependencies. Whatever dependencies are there of the modules present in the workspace, you can do Go Work Vendor and it will vendor all the dependencies. That means it will create a folder vendor and add all and download all the dependencies there so that they are available locally and you don't have to rely on downloading it again. You can also use Go Work Edit with flags. I don't use this command. If you want, you can use it like Go Work Edit -fmt. That will format your work file. There are 2 or 3 other flags. You can take a look at it, and the way you can take a look at that work subcommand is by typing go help work. It will give you all the subcommands available to go work command. And then if you want to look at the subcommands, you can look at go help work and then the subcommand, for example edit. I can do go help work edit and it will give me help on that edit subcommand. Now a couple of points before we wrap up. Always make sure that go work environment variable is set to off when building in CI, so that if go.work file is accidentally checked in, it does not turn on the workspace functionality. So remember to set go work equal to off in your CI pipeline. Second point is do not check go.work file. Always add it to your .gitignore. In that way it will never be checked in because it's meant for local development. There is no point in checking in go.work file. Thank you very much for listening. If you are interested in my other videos, do watch these. Thank you.